Hi everyone, Dennis Bruters here, and I am with the man, the myth, and the legend, Mike Roden, guy who really changed the industry in terms of truck mounts and probably touched more businesses in our industry than anybody else has. So welcome, Mike. Good to see you. 35 years you've been building truck mounts. Want to know how the story began when that fateful call from your brother, Jim Roden, the founder of Prochem, made that phone call to you. What the heck were you doing at the time, and did you think you'd still be doing it here today, 35 years later?
Well, I was attending ASU and studying microbiology, and I had grown up on a farm and had worked on tractors and equipment and enjoyed mechanical things. I had a lot of background in it, and I enjoyed it, so it was a good fit. Actually, Jim needed some help. He had some problems with units, and I jumped in there and helped him solve some of those, and it was a good 35 plus years. I've never regretted it.
So when you started, I was around at that time too. The truck mount industry was pretty much a fledgling industry, and we didn't have a whole lot of choices to choose from in terms of truck mounts.
Well, basically the first units we made at Prochem were based off of steam cleaners. We added a motor and a blower for vacuum, and there was a few garage units, but there was really nothing in the industry. We were just an infant industry at the time.
When you joined Prochem, it really started the truck mount revolution. So moving from the burner units to heat exchange units. So first heat exchange unit, what was the first experiment?
Well, I saw the complications of the propane and the diesel and all of the things that went along with that. So I came up with a unit called the Cub, and it had a 16 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine, a blower, a pump, and a small radiator core underneath the blower, and that was the heat source. The unit was very reliable, but not too hot. Obviously, you had to jet them down to get any sort of heat out of them, but it was our first step in heat exchange technology.
Now I'm going to ask the question I always ask you, and I know the answer to. What's the best machine you ever built?
Well, the machines we make today are the best machines that we've ever made, okay? We got the best componentry, engines, pumps, blowers, and our heat exchange system is just excellent. It's innovative, it's controllable, and it collects just a little more heat than anybody else's. The quality of the unit, the manufacturing processes, 370, 570, and 870 are the best units ever built, without a doubt.
So thermal well technology, how did that epiphany, or how did that come about? Because it really is radically different than what we've ever done heat exchange-wise.
That was a brainchild I had, is just a way to collect another 10 or 11 degrees of temperature. All that tramp heat that normally would be disseminated in the van is collected in the water box, and it's just a little more efficiency.
What are the biggest challenges we're facing now in the industry from the truck mount manufacturing standpoint?
By far, it's emissions and regulatory standards, okay? That's a challenge that everybody's going to face in this industry. And we're working on that. All of our units will be EFI eventually here. We'll be able to communicate with those units better, because we can talk to the CPUs on them and pull out more information and control them from a distance. But we're also working on other innovations that we're not really free to talk about, but we're working on that.
So app-driven truck mounts, dashboards, monitoring, all those things are on the table.
All those things are possible with EFI, yeah.
Are we working on any alternative power drives for truck?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I'm not free to speak, but yeah, definitely, we have to be, yeah.
So from the standpoint of you yourself personally, all this time in the industry, I understand you're a little rumor you're going to be stepping back a little bit, spending more time with your wife Vicki, the kids and the grandkids. You're still going to have part of Legend Brands in you as well.
Definitely. My association with Legend Brands, has been a wonderful experience, and I'm available, and I'll be there to help whenever you need it.
So with that, guys, we got a lot of stuff coming down the pipe in the future. Obviously, can't share all the information. We do have the best in the business, Mike Roden, but Mike's got a couple people that he works with that I think you want to say a little shout out to the guys that in the engineering department. It's not all just Mike Roden.
That group has been together for 12 years. It's a very tight group. There's some real strong players there. And I think that the company is just blessed with talent there.
And you've been able to pass on a lot of that tribal knowledge, et cetera.
Yeah, that's been my goal the last couple of years, is to pass on as much information as possible.
Well, I hate to tell you this, I got you on speed dial. You're still going to be getting the regular phone calls, and even when you're out traveling, we're going to pull you back into the shop and help us out on a regular basis. So appreciate your time today, Mike. And I tell you, I know personally, from putting a roof over my head, putting my kids through college, I owe a lot of that to you and your brother, and of course to Legend Brands. But you guys really built the foundation. But I think I speak for a lot of cleaners out there too. What do we say, 15,000 plus machines that you've shipped out the door? That's a lot of people that have been able to make a living with your equipment. So thank you very much, Mike. Thanks for taking the time today. Look forward to seeing you soon.